Okay, so for this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make a low poly image, and I've already have some examples pulled up. Here's one that I made earlier. As you can see, it's just a bunch of triangles that make up one whole image. Here's some more examples that I just found surfing the internet, so you can do some pretty cool things with this. So to start, you're going to need to find an image. Once you do, you're going to select the polygonal lasso tool, and you're going to make a very rough cutout of the image that you're going to be using. So it really doesn't matter how rough you make this cutout, because with the polygons it's already going to be a very rough image. So you just cut around the image like this. And the best image that you're going to want to choose is one that's symmetrical. So you're going to cut around the image. After you get a rough cutout, you're going to click select inverse, and you're going to hit Control X to get rid of that outer layer. Now, before you continue on with your work, you're going to go to View. You're going to make sure Snap to Layers, Document, and Guides is selected. You're also going to want to be mindful of the shape of your image when you're going in. You're going to be making the triangles like we're going to be doing shortly. You're going to need to be mindful of the way that everything flows. Again, to start up, you're going to want to turn on Grid by going to View, Show, Grid, and you'll click this. This will get this grid up, and earlier when we set the snap to, the way you do this is by going on to View, Snap to, and make sure grid is selected. This will help you to keep your polygons and your triangles very symmetrical, and will help you while you're doing this. So go ahead, and you're going to zoom in on one part of the image to start with, and you're going to click somewhere on the image and basically just draw a triangle. So just like this. And then you're going to go to Filter, Blur, Average. And that's going to pick up the average color from the pixels that you've selected, and it's going to make your entire selection that color. So then we're going to hit Control D, and that's going to deselect it. And then you just continue to do this around the entire image. So we're going to do another triangle right here. And make sure that the entire time that you're working with this, you're doing triangles. But sometimes if you have it where if I did a triangle, it would make these pixels right here visible. What you can do is you can kind of do a curved edge for the triangle. Kind of like that. But that's okay because it's going to be on the edge. So we're going to go to Filter and Blur Average. But as you can see, it's up here in my memory, so you can click this, or the shortcut is Alt-Control-F for Windows. So we're going to deselect this, and basically we're just going to keep going around the entire image and adding these triangles, and you want to kind of be creative with where you're putting the triangles. So I'm going to hit Control-Alt-F to redo what I've done before. And you want to be very creative with the triangles to kind of go for the look that you're going for the image. If you have a part of the image where it's more detailed, like with eyes, as you can see how I did with my hawk's eyes, you're going to want to have much smaller detailed triangles in the eyes to kind of draw people's attention to that area, like on the beak, on the mouth. And it'll also help with the look of the image. So right here, I don't really need too much detail, so I'm going to keep going like this. I will fast forward the video through this part until I get to one of the more less detailed areas, and I will show you the final product and explain when I go through those areas. So as you can tell, I've been kind of trying to follow the eye line of my snow leopard's eye and trying to get the triangles to line up perfectly and to leave this left. Now I'm going to continue to do the pattern that I've been doing and kind of make my triangle here. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this and cut out the scenes that are taking the space, and I will bring you guys back when I finish this. So as you can tell, we finished half of the snow leopard. So I'm switching over to my rectangle marquee tool, and to kind of cut out maybe some of the time that it would take to go through and individually do this side, you can go and you can take half of the picture. Okay, cool. So you can take the half of the picture that you have completed and you can select it with the rectangle marquee tool, hit Control C and copy it. Control V, paste it, and then you go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, and this will give you a copy of what you have, and it will be able to come over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our selection tool, and we're going to move this over here, and we're going to try to line this up. Or I can also make sure I have that selected and use my arrow tools to line it up how I want to line it up. So that's a way to get kind of a symmetrical look, which is the look that I'm personally going for, but you can also go through and you can manually get this side of your image or the other side of your image. It'll just take a lot longer. So there you have it. If you have any weird maybe bulges or anything you want to do, you can always come through and you can fix up anything. Or if you have maybe a triangle or something that you don't like the color, you can take your paint bucket tool, choose a color, and then you can just color in that actual triangle. And you can do that with any color that you want to, or you can add triangles by simply going over it. Basically, I just edit mine until I find a way that I like it. You can also mess with gradients and things to go for the effect that you want, and there you have it. And you're done with your low poly tutorial. So thank you for watching.